What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another fly tying tutorial. Today we're going to be tying a little Frenchie nymph on a jig hook. The hook we have in the vise is a Partridge Patriot jig hook. This is a number 12. And the bead we have on there is just a 1/8 gold slotted tungsten bead. The thread we're going to be using is some UTC 7 denier in fluorescent pink. And we're just going to start a thread right behind this bead. Just going to dress the hook a bit. Then cut out that little tag end. We're just going to make some thread wraps down to about the hook point. First material we're tying in is our tailing material. And I'm going to be using some Coq de Leon. And I want to find some fibers on this feather that have some nice black distinctive black barred on them. So you can see there's some of those have some nice markings on them. So I'm just going to grab about 3 to 4 here. If I get my finger in there, just like so. You want to keep these aligned as much as you can. And I'm just going to form a tail the length of the body from the back of the bead to the hook bend. Now we can just bring our thread forward a bit. Just tie in the rest of that tailing material. I'm just going to come with my scissors, just kind of cut out the butt ends, just like so. Kind of just clean that up a bit. Just like so. The next material we're going to be tying in is our rib. And for our rib, we're just going to be using some small wire here. This is in a copper. And now I'm just going to get about a 4 to 6 inch piece here. Then I'm going to tie this in on the side of the hook facing towards me. I'm going to bring this down to almost the end of where my thread ended for the back of the body. So I don't want it quite right at the end. For the body part of this fly, we're going to be using some pheasant tail. This is a ring neck pheasant tail. This is just a natural color. We're just going to grab probably about 4 or 5 strands here for the size 12. Now I'm going to take these strands, and say you would use these for like a pheasant tail. I'm going to cut those off a bit, then just tie this side in to the hook facing towards me. And the reason why I put them in that way is because they actually taper, and I want the body to taper up, and you don't want to tie them in by the butts because it will get you'll have like a big bump at the back, and it'll actually get skinnier towards the front. So I'm just going to take these pheasant tails, just take some nice touching wraps up the body. You can overlay them just a bit. And I like to make sure that my strands of my pheasant tail are actually straight, because once you start palming this up, they do have a tendency to twist. Like this part will actually twist when you're wrapping it. So every time I come around, I kind of just put my finger there and let them straighten back out, then just repeat that all the way up. So I'm just going to cut those little butts out right there. Now I'm going to grab my wire, and what I'm actually going to do is counter rib this, and that's going to keep this pheasant tail in place. So if you catch a fish, it's not ripping out on you. So I'm just going to helicopter this out. So right now you can just add a little bit of ice dub and pink and you'll be good to go. What I like to do, what I've been doing lately, is just throwing a little Cdc Feather in here. And this Cdc Feather is just a H&H tackle. Natural. It's a natural dun color. I'm just going to tie this in quick here. I think this gives a little bit more lifelike to the fly. What this CDC actually does is it holds air bubbles under the water, which is pretty cool and something you definitely want when you're fishing nymphs. So I'm just going to tie this in a bit. About 2 wraps. It's relatively sparse. Then I'm actually just going to come in and cut out that little tag end. Just like so. Now I'm going to come in with my dubbing. This is just ice dub, UV pink. You can change out the colors, orange, chartreuse. The colors are pretty much endless. So I'm just going to add a little hot spot here. And I like to put these in pretty tight. I like to really tighten down on this dubbing, just like so. Now we can come in with our whip finish tool, throw a nice 4 or 5 turn whip finish, build up a little collar if you like. So I'm just going to do 4, and I'll do another 4 just so it has a little bit of a collar there. Then you can just cut that tag end out. If you like, you can put a little bit of head cement on there. Kind of just clean this up a bit. Just like so. So there's a cool little Frenchie with a little bit of CDC in there. Jig style nymph. Awesome little pattern. I catch a lot of brown trout on this pattern. Tie a couple up, give them a try. I guarantee you'll catch some fish. Thanks a lot again for watching today's video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Comment if you have any questions about any materials or anything like that. I'll gladly answer anything. Thanks a lot again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, guys.